Thank you so much for tuning in to today's video. If you are new, welcome. My name is Leslie, and normally I say this is my beauty channel, but as you can see, we are standing in my kitchen right now. It's actually the first episode of a new series I want to start on my channel called Leslie Does Lifestyle. And if you have been following me for a little while, especially on Instagram, you will notice that I have been really focusing on my health and my fitness. I get a lot of questions about it, and I just figured I would kind of start a little series on my YouTube channel. Today we are talking all about celery juice. This is a highly requested video. I am going to break it down on how I make my celery juice. I do not have a juicer. It seriously takes 5 minutes. It's so inexpensive, and celery juice has truly changed my life. Kind of how celery juice has changed my life, what it has done for me, and why I am such an advocate for it. Because I have seen real results. I am a real person. I have issues. I have psoriasis, number one. Like, psoriasis sucks, and I have tried everything under the sun. Nothing's worked until now. So I want to get into that after, and then I'll let you know little key facts on kind of things that celery juice can do. Maybe you can find something that will relate to you and want to try it. Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, especially if you want to keep seeing these lifestyle videos, or if you like makeup and beauty. I do tutorials and reviews and all of that. And let's go ahead and get started on today's video. First, I'm going to give you a little tip, what I like to do to make it super easy in the morning, and you don't even have to think about it, and then you don't have to worry about, like, am I going to be late? This is going to take so much time. I got you. This is already done, good to go. What I like to do first is actually sanitize the celery. I'm extra crazy. You never know kind of what germs and stuff are on there. Even if it is organic, you always want to thoroughly clean celery. It's kind of one of the dirty dozen. What I do is I chop off both ends of the celery. I'm weird with ends. I don't like the ends of anything. Rinse all of the stalks under warm water. You will need 1 bunch of celery per glass because you do want to juice 8 to 16 ounces. So 1 bunch per glass. I know it's a lot, but it is actually so cheap, especially when you compare it to getting a juice from like Whole Foods or something like that. So after I have rinsed my celery, I actually throw it in a bowl of warm water. I don't want to spill it. Warm water and white vinegar. I kind of just do like a little dash of white vinegar. I literally have this giant jug of it, and I have another one up there. I go through vinegar. This is how I clean all of my vegetables. And then I also chop the celery in half. So they're kind of just like little ones. So I'm going to drain this and then rinse it one more time with warm water. And then I'm going to store it in a large Ziploc bag. This is leftover from the week. I'm actually going to use the rest of this because I know the expiration is sooner than this new celery that I just bought. And then just seal it up, pop it in the fridge, and you've got a couple days worth of celery. So I do that every time I run out of my bag. I find that little tip makes it so much easier on juicing celery in the morning, especially if you don't have a lot of time or maybe you overslept. It's already good to go and prepped, and then all you have to do is juice it, which takes no time at all. Okay, so the main things you're going to need to juice celery without a juicer is a blender. I have the Ninja. I really like it. It works really well and it's pretty affordable. A measuring cup, and then just a little bit of filtered water. This is half a cup. I try not to add too much water because I don't want to dilute the actual celery juice. This is the secret weapon. It is like $6 on Amazon, but it's perfect for juicing anything. Mine looks so weird. I swear it's clean. You can reuse this a lot. Like I said, I have been juicing every day almost since August, and it is still perfectly fine, no holes, really durable, and I've never had any pulp come through this. And then you just need a glass. This is a mason jar I'm going to use, but a glass. That's really all you need. I'm going to go ahead and make this celery juice. So I feel like after you make celery juice a couple of times, you will get to know how much celery you actually need in your blender. I know with mine, I fill it right up to the top, and that's usually enough for a glass. Sometimes a little is left over, but you know, I'll drink that anyway. My hands are clean. So there we have it, filled up the entire blender with the chopped celery. Also, chopping it makes it a little easier to fit because sometimes they're too long and then they end up like getting stuck or they don't fully blend. The next step is half a measuring cup of filtered water, not like actually half of the measuring cup, you just want to do a half cup. And I use filtered water just because I live in a city and the water is kind of dirty. And it usually brings it up to just under the 250 mark. I always blend it on 3 first for a good, I don't know, like 2 minutes, 1 minute, until it's pretty much blended, and then I work it down to a 1 and just let it blend for a little bit longer. All right, I'm gonna stop that because there's actually a little piece stuck. It got caught in the lid. Okay, so that looks good. It's really blended up. Your celery juice will kind of vary in color. Don't get discouraged if yours looks different from someone else's or from mine. Sometimes it's bright green, sometimes it's deep green, forest green, dark green, whatever. And then I keep that same measuring cup. I find this is the easiest way. Some people put it into a bowl, but when it's in a bowl and then you go to dump it out into a glass, it spills everywhere. Measuring cup is a really easy way to go when straining it. Pop the nut milk bag into the measuring cup. So I kind of fold it over the sides a little bit. You can also do like half batches if you want, or you can fill it right up. It's up to you. We already have a decent amount of juice happening in here, but we're going to squeeze the rest out. Here we have the celery juice. Pour this into the mason jar. And then I'll juice the last little bit as well. I just like to empty this out in between and also empty out the measuring cup into a glass just so the juice doesn't all absorb back into the pulp. It's so weird. It's literally like almost dry. So this one isn't as much, only because it was just like the last little bit of what was left in the blender. When I'm done with the nut milk bag, I just flip it inside out and give it a wash with some soap and water and lay it flat to dry overnight, and it's good to go for the next morning. And there we have it, our celery juice, all ready, super easy, clean up was so minimal. Honestly, it doesn't taste that bad. And what's weird too is I actually prefer it warm, like after I've juiced it. I don't like to put ice in it. I don't like to keep it in the fridge, because one night I did actually juice it the night before, put it in the mason jar because it's a self-sealing jar. You can usually store it up to 12 hours. However, it is most beneficial if you just make it fresh. You do always want to drink your celery juice first thing in the morning on an empty stomach, and then wait about 20 minutes before you eat. That way it has time to kind of cleanse and go through your whole system. I did find out all about celery juice from Medical Medium. I think a lot of us did. He is an actual doctor, and he truly feels like what you put in your body are your medicines, so like natural medicines. And celery juice is one of the most powerful things you can put in your body for inflammation. And then I'm gonna drink this, and then we'll get into the points on why I started juicing celery juice, what it did for me, what I noticed, and also the other benefits. Okay, so obviously you could see how easy and minimal cleanup that juice was to make. There's absolutely no pulp that came through the nut milk bag either. Let's go ahead and get into why I decided to start juicing celery and what I've noticed it's done for my body. I started juicing celery because I have psoriasis. Psoriasis is an autoimmune disorder. You can never get rid of it. There's things that kind of keep it at bay, but it can never fully be cured. And it is a bitch, to say the least. Like, some days are worse than others. You can get a flare-up whenever, like you just have no control over it, and I hate it so much. You might notice it in some of my other videos too. This is by far so much better. Sometimes it would bleed, it was red. If you have psoriasis or eczema, you know it's the most annoying thing ever. I have tried steroid ointments, clobetasol, hydrocortisone, prescriptions. I've even gotten injections into the psoriasis in my elbows and my legs, everywhere, and it made it a little better, but it always came back. And since I've been juicing celery, I have not used any of my ointments, any of my creams. I haven't gone for injections. This has seriously taken it away. It blows my mind. I have never done anything or used anything that works as good as celery juice. Not to mention the other things, like I don't have anxiety anymore. I literally have no bloating in my midsection ever. I noticed that within the first week of drinking celery juice, how much better my body felt. I try not to eat like bad or greasy foods, but you know, I do sometimes. And even when I do, since drinking celery juice, my stomach no longer hurts. Like, I just remember when I would eat something bad or something too heavy or bread, I would just feel so weighed down and so bloated. My stomach would hurt, and I haven't noticed any of that since I've been drinking celery juice. Celery juice is the #1 thing for inflammation, and when your insides are inflamed, that's when it comes out in your skin. That's when you get psoriasis and skin disorders. The fact that even the outside of my skin is clearing up, I feel it on the inside. I feel my body healing from the inside out. I know that sounds crazy, but you just have to try it to be able to feel it and see it for yourself. So I wrote down a couple of key points on what celery juice can do for your body. #1, a lot of people with acne or acne prone skin or any sort of skin condition have tried it, and it has cleared it up within a matter of 30 days, 2 months. Like, heals it completely over time to where it doesn't come back. Celery juice also helps alkalize the gut. It helps with anxiety, depression, brain fog, restores your adrenals, helps with acid reflux, enhances your immune system, flushes the toxins out, and it's a natural energy for your body. I mean, there are countless benefits you can get from drinking celery juice. I will link Medical Medium's info down below. I just kind of got sucked into it, and then when I actually saw it was working for me, that's when I was like, okay, this is it. I have recommended it to so many people. Like, I'm not trying to sell anything or anything like that. It is just a super inexpensive way to really do good for your body. That's just me on celery juice. I'm all for it. I think it's great. I have also been noticing that a lot of celebrities have been juicing celery, which is great because it does raise awareness. The LA celery crisis is real. It's a real thing, I swear. I have been gone to Trader Joe's every week. I have to stock up. I have like 10 in my fridge right now because every time I go to the grocery store, celery is just empty. But you know, it's cool. All right guys, so that is it for today's video on celery juice, how I make it, why I started, what benefits it can do for your body. I hope you learned something cool, and if you are going to try out even like a celery juice 30-day challenge, let me know in the comments down below. I started out with thinking like, you know, I don't know if this is gonna work. Nothing worked for me or my psoriasis, but then once this actually worked and how it's made me feel, this is definitely a long-term thing for me. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. I hope you enjoyed today's video and my new series, Leslie Does Lifestyle. Let me know what videos you want to see next, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye! Why is my phone ringing? Using this Pixie PR package so you guys can see what I'm doing. Sometimes you literally just have to reach in.